Hello, I'm Natalie from Baggage Reclaim, where I help people to live and love with self-esteem. It's Advice Wednesday, which means it's time for me to help somebody figure out their tricky situation. Today's question comes from Tamara, who wants to know whether having sex after her painful breakup is actually going to set her back. She says, "My ex has red flags pinned to every inch of his body. He's a decent person, but I think I knew from the start that I was punching below my weight. I accepted his crumbs because I have my own self-worth issues, and I'm a notorious I can fix him relationship type of gal. I have been seeing a psychologist because I know I need to take care of my mental health after a relationship that has left me drained of energy and confidence. The last part of our relationship had a messed up sex life. He became withdrawn, and when I asked him why we weren't having sex, it supposedly was because he was embarrassed about something that had happened during sex, so he didn't want to keep embarrassing himself. The relationship obviously went downhill from there. I've broken off with him. I have been grieving the relationship while in it for 6 months. It has now been 6 weeks, and I'm doing well and being emotionally mature and nurturing to myself. I want to have sex again with someone else, but with no emotional attachment. But I'm scared that it might put me back behind mentally." Well, in this type of situation, it's very easy to get distracted by a side issue. And so I can understand that it looks like the sex was a really, really big factor in this relationship. And of course, it did play a part. But there were clearly a number of other things going on, namely the fact that he had red flags pinned to every inch of his body, but also because by her own admission, she was punching below her weight and she was, in essence, being a fixer-upper again in her relationship. So being in a relationship where she was trying to fix, heal, help, change her partner in order to feel as if she had some level of worth, that sort of sense of needing to feel needed. But back to the whole sex thing, this feels to me as if Tamara wants to have sex for the wrong reasons. It doesn't feel as if, right, she has moved on and she has processed what went down in the relationship that has led to her spending time with a psychologist, but has also spent time processing what has led to her being in a relationship with this last guy. And instead, it feels as if she's taken a hit in terms of what happened with the sex. There seems to have been this whole sort of dead space, this tumbleweeds when it came to discussing what had been going on with the sex life. So there was a real lack of communication there, which is another big problem that reared its ugly head in this relationship. And so rather than there being any communication about what has been going on, instead it feels to me as if Tamara has blamed herself for why there hasn't been anything going on. And then eventually when there's been a discussion about it, he's then turned around and said, "Oh, well, something embarrassing happened and I didn't want to put myself in that situation again." But of course, by that time, because she already has the low self-worth, she's then already been sitting there going, "What's wrong with me? What have I done to put him off? Why am I not sexy enough? Is he messing with this one? Is he messing with that one?" And of course, if you're already in a relationship that has all of these red flags pinned to it, then that's really, really going to sort of tip you over the edge, emotionally and mentally. Now that she's out of that relationship, she needs to make sure that if she is going to have sex, that she's going to have sex because she wants to and because she is ready to handle the emotional consequences of having sex. Sure, there are some people out there who can have sex and not get their emotions involved, and those people know who they are. But you know who else is out there? There's a hell of a lot of people out there who do have sex and they convince themselves that they can do it and that they won't get emotions involved and that they just want it casual and they don't want anybody getting too attached. And then they get in there and they cannot handle the emotional consequences of it. And the thing is, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. It means recognizing who you are as a person, recognizing your needs, recognizing whether you are actually emotionally ready and emotionally, I don't want to say equipped, but really in a position to handle that type of situation where if it really is just sex, that is what you will be okay with. It feels as if Tamara is actually having sex as almost as if to like, oh, let me just try to erase this past involvement that I've just been in. I just need somebody to come along and prove to me that I'm not the one who was the problem. But actually, For everything that Tamara has shared here about this relationship, it's very, very clear that it's not about her being a problem, why the sex was going on in the relationship, or even why there were certain red flags there in the first place. What was a problem was the fact that she was in that relationship in the first place and that she felt the need to try to fix him. But she wasn't going to fix him through sex, and he wasn't going to be able to give her self-worth. It's her that needs to give her self-worth. So I would caution Tamara to take a bit more time to nurture herself, to focus on processing whatever has led to her being in the types of relationships that she has been, so that when it comes to the whole sex thing, that she can go into it from a place of personal security, that she can go into it from a place where she's treating and regarding her with love, care, trust, and respect, and she's not trying to prove anything, she's just having sex. You can read more Advice Wednesdays and many, many posts about love, relationships, self-esteem, dating over on my site, baggagereclaim.com.